What's up, y'all? This is Critic. So we're at the end of August where it is the desert of movies being released. We already got the big movies coming up like Superman, Fantastic Four, F1, all the good movies that we want to see. We passed that. Now we're in a Darren Aronofsky's Caught Stealing. I don't even remember what came out last week, but I know the number one movie of this past weekend was K-pop Demon Hunters. Yes, a film that was released on Netflix was number one and made $15 million at the box office this weekend. So you know how dry this month is. And we just had a re-release of Batman 1989 and Batman Returns. So this month is really dry, y'all. And there's nothing really out right now until like the fall season when Oscar movies start coming out, and then more big movies come out like Wicked and Avatar Fire and Ash, or whatever that movie's called. But while everything is just dry, there has been a re-release this weekend of this movie called Nezha 2. Now you're like, Critic, what is Nezha? I was asking myself that same question because I had no interest in it. The animation looks weird, and I don't know really much about the franchise. Let alone I didn't know it was a whole franchise that was this popular. How do I know it was this popular? Well, this movie has made the most money out of any movie that has came out this year. Seesaw has made over $2 billion. This movie that I have never heard of, that I have never seen, didn't even know they had a first movie, made $2 billion at the box office. And the way they make their money, it's not even here in the United States or anywhere. It's just made, all their money is made from China. And I'm like, damn, is this movie this good, this popular? Because here's the thing. China for the past year, at least for us in the United States when it comes to other movies, has been on a decline at the box office. Superman made $8 million. Fantastic Four, I think, made less than that. It's like as the years go on, the lesser the movies make. So I'm just like, what is appealing to China? What is getting them into the theaters and not these big superhero movies that usually get them out of their house or whatever? It's this movie Caesar 2. So what I did was I had to check it out for myself. I watched the first movie, which is on Peacock right now. It has an English dub and, their own original language. My dumb stuff watched the English dub. I would watch it in their own language, but I don't know. I was just kind of busy. The first one does sound kind of bad, but I was willing to look past that because it looks cool, the first movie. And if you want to know the premise of Nezha is basically, it's very weird. So they have this gem. They have the demon pill, and then they have the spirit pill. And the whole purpose of those pills is to come together so they can create this perfect being, this god or whatever. But then one day, one of the gods took the spirit pearl to mess up these other parents' kid and gave them the demon pearl, which is, like if you ever watch Naruto, it's basically that. He has the spirit fox and everybody fears him, think he's the devil, yada yada yada, all that. And so for the first Nezha, it was just like, oh, you have this demon child. He's terrible. He's terrorizing the whole city. Get rid of him. And then the whole journey with him, his whole character development is, I'm angry at people. I hate them. They hate me. Why should I care about them? But really, he's just a caring 3-year-old kid that just wants somebody to love him. And that was basically the whole premise. He has friendship with the spirit person named I don't want to butcher, but Oang or something like that, who is the spirit person. And they had this whole other thing with his story about him, his ancestry being just dragons and how they were being discriminated against by the human beings. Like it goes deep into that. Like it goes into discrimination. It talks about friendship, talks about kindness. Like all that is happening in this one movie. I'm just like, oh, this is interesting. And then the best part about this movie, the whole franchise alone, is the action. The action is really well coordinated, and it's fun. And it reminds you of like Dragon Ball Z, you know, most of the anime that you see today, because the action's dope. But it was just like, okay, I see, it's cool, but I still don't like the animation personally. And some stuff, like the humor that they have here, is kind of like Despicable Me, Smurfs type of humor, but it covers up by the action and some of the themes that they were able to put out in the movie. And so I'm like, okay, I watched the first movie, it was cool. So I watched the second one this past weekend. What did I think about the second one? Well, I'm gonna put y'all through a journey myself. So the first half was just like, I don't really see the hype for it. You see Nisa again, but this time with Oyang or whatever. Because in the first movie, I don't want to spoil it, but I'll just say they come together in some way because of the results of the ending. So they come together here and they're trying to like train or whatever because Oyang is in Nisa's body because of the results of the ending. But basically they had to meet up with the gods and convince them to give them, you know, the immortal pill or whatever they was handing out, so Oyang can survive. And so that happens, and that's basically the whole movie. And then the second half, I won't spoil it because it is crazy. So what I will say is the first half was just, you know, crude humor, you know, trying to be funny and all that. And you're like, okay, what? This is basically Despicable Me for, you know, whatever. I'm just like, okay, I just don't want to be bored throughout this whole movie. Then when you get to the second half, that joint hits so hard that you're like, yo, what is happening? What has this movie turned into in a good way? The action is nuts here. It's 10 times better than it was in the first movie. Like, it is so epic. They have war battles that are like gigantic. It is enormous. And when it happens, it's like, whoa, this is huge. You have these people that look like freaking bugs coming together. You know how like you know how you see like gnats or whatever in cartoons, or like how dust come together, but they're like millions of particles together. That's how it was with all the people in the war. It was like bugs and dust coming towards each other in battle. Like, it was crazy. I never seen an epic battle that heavy in a long time. And I get it now because the action is amazing. And again, the way the twists and turns happen in the second half will get you hooked in this movie. Now, it's going to take a while because it's like, all right, where are we going from here? But when the action starts, when you understand the twists and turns, when you understand the themes of what they're trying to go for in this movie, it's like, whoa, I understand. And I will say the improvement from Nisa is the English dub. I should watch it in its original form, but I just watch it in English dub. And Michelle Yeoh is in the role of Nisa's mom. And she carries, I think. She does a really good job portraying this character. And you really feel for her and her love for her son, Nisa. Yeah. So, here's the thing. It's not making money here in the United States. Which I understand because it's promoted by A24. And sometimes they do not know how to promote their movies. And it fell at the box office, which, I mean, nobody knows about this movie. Because this movie came out of nowhere. This movie came out of nowhere. We did not expect a movie like this to come out. We didn't even know a movie made $2 billion until when you say, oh, it's not, movies are not making that much money like it used to. And then be like, yeah, Nisa here, it made $2 billion. It's like, what the hell is that? And so I watched it personally myself, and now I understand why it's making so much money. The action is really good. The themes that they're portraying is translated well. And I guess humor will differ, but if you like it, well, it's definitely going to be for kids because that's the type of humor that they have here. You know, a little bit of crude humor. They They even copy some memes that you see on TikTok or old YouTube. And it's like, oh, okay, I remember this YouTube or this meme. And so they get into that. But if you're really curious about Nezha, I would say it's a cool little movie. It's really cool. Now, when they don't get into the action stuff, I really still don't like the animation because it's just weird to me. The whole clay thing, it can be done right, but the way this movie does it, it just, I'm not gonna say cheap, but it's just not my style that I'm used to. But when the action hits, like I said again, it is amazing. And it got some Dragon Ball Z aesthetics to it. And that's all I'll say without spoiling it for y'all, if y'all willing to check out this movie. So I would say Nezha is cool. It's really good. The first half was just but the second half will blow you away. So that's just it for my review for the Nezha movie. Nezha 2. Yeah, Nezha movie and Nezha 2, I guess. And those are my experience with it. So that's it. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll check you out later. All right, y'all. Peace.